Making dipped candles, an easy-to-follow guide for beginners. Dipped candles are a classic craft, valued for their use in rituals, ceremonies, or simply for adding a handmade touch to your space. This guide explains each step clearly, with practical tips to help your first candle making experience go smoothly and safely. The instructions here will help you make 6 taper candles, each about 10 inches long and 3/4 of an inch thick. Materials and tools. 4 pounds of pure beeswax, chosen for its clean burn and natural scent. 3 pieces of flat-braided 2/0 wick, each 24 inches long, to ensure an even burn. A drying rack, which can be made by hammering nails into a board or by suspending a dowel between 2 chairs. A 12-inch deep metal can for dipping the candles. A double boiler to melt the wax safely and keep the temperature steady. A thermometer for checking the wax temperature. Waxed paper and a sharp knife for finishing the candles. Safety tips. Work in a well-ventilated area, away from open flames or anything flammable. Beeswax can catch fire at high temperatures, so never leave it unattended while melting. Keep a bowl of cold water nearby for burns, and consider using heat-resistant gloves. Step 1. Melting the wax. Place the dipping can in the bottom of your double boiler. Add the beeswax to the can, and fill the outer pot with water. Heat gently over medium heat, and use the thermometer to keep the wax at about 160 degrees Fahrenheit, or 71 degrees Celsius. Heating slowly helps prevent scorching and gives a smooth finish. Step 2. Preparing the wicks. Drape each 24-inch wick over 3 fingers so both sides hang down evenly. This setup lets you make a pair of candles from each wick. Make sure the wicks are straight and untangled before you start dipping. Step 3. Priming the wick. Dip the lower 10.5 inches of the wick into the melted wax for about 10 seconds. This first dip coats the wick and forms a thin base layer. Hang the wick on the drying rack to cool. Priming helps the candle burn evenly and prevents air pockets. Step 4. Prime the other wicks. Repeat the priming dip with the other 2 wicks, using the same method. Check the wax temperature often to keep it steady at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Step 5. Building the candle layers. Once all wicks are primed and cooled, start dipping again. Dip only the lower 10 inches of each wick to keep the candles the same length. Hold the wick in the wax for a few seconds, then hang it to cool. Repeat with the other pairs. Step 6. Timing and temperature. The time needed for the wax to set between dips depends on your room temperature. In cooler rooms, the wax sets faster. For best results, dip the candles again while the last layer is still a bit tacky. This helps the layers stick together and prevents cracks. Step 7. Continue dipping. Keep dipping each pair of candles in turn, letting them cool slightly between dips. Continue until the candles are about 3/4 of an inch thick, which usually takes around 30 dips. For the final layer, dip each pair once more for a smooth finish. Step 8. Smoothing the surface. To give the candles a glossy look, raise the wax temperature to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, or 82 degrees Celsius. Dip each pair for 3 seconds, then let them cool for at least 4 minutes. This last dip smooths out any rough spots and gives a polished appearance. Step 9. Cooling and trimming. When the candles have cooled a bit, handle them with waxed paper to avoid fingerprints. Use a sharp knife to trim the base so the candles stand straight and fit into holders. Step 10. Letting the candles cure. Place the finished candles back on the drying rack and let them cool completely for several hours, or overnight if possible. This curing time helps the wax harden and improves how the candle burns. Step 11. Getting ready to use. Trim the wicks to about 1/4 inch before lighting. This length gives a steady, clean flame and reduces smoke. With patience and care, you can create beautiful hand-dipped candles for rituals, meditation, or everyday use. Practicing these steps will help you master this timeless craft.